Finally, I've made it out camping and it feels absolutely amazing. Just look at that behind me. Well worth setting the alarm for. This is awesome. Really glad I came out. Does it get any better than this? So last night I had snow, wind and freezing temperatures and I loved every minute of it. So what do you reckon to the hat I'm rocking today? This is courtesy of my mum, who needs mounted equipment and rab. And you got a mum that can make these beauties. So I got up here about 1 PM yesterday and I've parked the car down at Gatesgarth and I took the path that goes straight up from there past the cross. Halfway up to Fleetwith. Buttermere is looking awesome. Still got to make my way all the way up there though. I'm blowing out my arse. Could really do with improving my fitness. A little bit of a mini scramble up this bit. It's starting to snow. I was hoping for a bit of snow later, but I wanted to get set up first. I made a rookie mistake. Just when you think you've got to the top, you get the dreaded false summit. It's quite a slog up there. I think it's just over the top of here. So after about 20 false summits and a bad case of cramp, finally reached the summit. So got a nice light dusting of snow. It's freezing and blowing a gale. So I better quickly get pitched up and get out of this wind. So the tent's up. I've not set up inside yet, but I need to get out of this cold. This tent's as solid as a rock in the wind. You can barely see Buttermere now though. Right, let's get some shelter. Hands are freezing. The gloves don't give me the dexterity I need to put the tent up. Yeah, if you don't wear them, you're screwed. So I've got everything set up inside the tent. It's just dropped dark outside, but the weather's horrible out there. So I've not been able to film a great deal. Good test for the new UGQ quilt. It's going to be below freezing today, so I'm looking forward to testing this thoroughly. Got myself a little snack. Apparently these are exceedingly good. I'd have to agree. So I'm nicely warmed up now. I got a fresh change of clothes. I'm think about getting a drink and a bite to eat. On the menu I've got a choice of Old Faithful something to eat, chicken fajita with rice. I might be tempted with a Wayfarer all day breakfast. I think I'm going to have a beer before I crack the stove on though. Freezing. I don't recommend cooking inside the tent, but if you do, make sure it's well ventilated and that you haven't got the stove running for very long. Still think this is a brilliant stove, really efficient, and there's very quick boil times. So I need to fill it up to level C, which is 275 ml. That'll do. I'll leave it for about 10 minutes. I've had to come out for a wee. It is bitter out here, But I thought I'd give it a chance to see how the night mode works on the iPhone. Decent sprinkling of snow. That's enough of that, it's freezing. Let's get back in here. This should be done. The chunks of meat in that. Still my favourite, this one. So even though there's snow out there, blowing a gale and it's absolutely freezing, I'm still loving being out camping. Seems like ages since I was last out. It's awesome to be back out again. Testing some gear. I've bought pretty much all my winter stuff. So I've got mica spikes if I need them, winter trousers, waterproofs, Paramo jacket. I'm going to be plenty warm enough. So I'm really happy with it. So it's going to be about -2, I think it is up here tonight. Might be a little bit colder. But I'm toasty warm. I've had this on and had a bit of a snooze, and it is really, really warm. Can't believe how much it lofts up. So in a way, I'm a little bit glad that the weather isn't all that. I think it is good to show you guys that you can still come out and enjoy yourself, find your little bit of peace in nature, and you don't have to have sunshine and sunsets. You can still make a cozy little environment for yourself up on the side of a mountain at -2. I've got a takeaway. I've got a beer, and I'm nice and warm and dry. So what more could you ask for? So that's supper out of the way. Just had a quick look at that night photo I took. For a handheld photo, I'm really impressed with some of the shots that you can get with the new iPhone 11. Camera on it, awesome. I think it's perfect for this kind of thing where you come out, you don't want to be lugging big cameras up the mountain. Okay, it's never ever going to replace a DSLR when it comes to photo quality, but you can get some decent shots for Instagram, and you can get some decent video as well for YouTube. So overall, very happy. All right then, folks, I think I'm going to turn in for the night. Absolutely knackered after that trek up today. Definitely need to get a bit fitter. Weather permitting, I'll give you a look around the gear that I've got in the morning when we've got some better daylight. So I'll see you then. Morning, guys. Had a really good night's sleep last night. I was toasty warm in the UGQ Bandit quilt. It's got a comfort rating of -12, so more than enough to spare for me. In fact, I even had to kick it off at times just to cool down a little bit. I think it's time to get a brew on the go. So I found it quite a tough trek up, to be honest. A little bit out of practice, and it's quite steep, and it's definitely not one for the faint-hearted. There's times you've got to get your hands on and climb up some rocks and stuff. So there's a little bit of technical stuff to do, but nothing too traumatic. So I think it's about time to pack some of this stuff away. It's not very tidy, is it? That's pretty much all the gear packed away. All that's left to do is drop the tent. And then I'm going to have to say goodbye to this place. And although I love life back at home, I always hate leaving the Lake District. It's just so beautiful. Told you it was cold, didn't I? So I'm all packed up. I left no trace as always. I'm heading a different route down. I'm taking the path down to Honister Slate Mine, and then I'm going to go down the Honister Pass. So with all this slippy snow on the rocks, it's a nice steady walk down as opposed to scrambling down. Definitely pleased that I bought the Salomons today. The trail runners are really comfortable, but they'll be useless in this kind of terrain. It's above the ankle in some places. I'm off the hill. I'm just taking a steady stroll now back to the car. There's Fleetwith, looking very daunting from this position. So a couple of things that I've learn't from last night's camp. Number one, Fleetwith is it's quite a trek up if you go straight from Gatesgarth. So it takes it out of you a little bit, especially if you're not incredibly fit and nimble like I am. It can be quite technical in places, so you will need to get your hands on to climb up some of the rocks. My second learning is that the UGQ Bandit quilt is awesome. It's really well made, really warm, and it weighs and packs down to virtually nothing. I can't see me ever having a cold night in the UK with that quilt. I was also really pleased that my Thermarest performed well last night. If you've not seen the video where my last Thermarest failed, I'll link it up just in the corner now. And finally, this one's not really a learning. I already knew this, just how much I love camping. I really need to get out more often. In fact, I wish I could just give up the day job and do this at least once or twice a week. I just love it. And if you've not tried it before, I definitely recommend you give it a go. I'm back where I started now. There's Fleetwith in the background. The car's just down the road at Gatesgarth Farm. So that'll be me signing off for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and has given you a little bit of inspiration to get out camping yourself. If you have enjoyed it, please give it the thumbs up, because it really makes a difference to the channel. So all I've got left to say is thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.